a few people come in. Today being Sunday, it's going to be kind of a lazy day. Not much going on, but I am going to piddle around and knock some small things out. Hey, hey, hey. The mountain's got some clouds and fog today. Like I said, it's Sunday, so I'm just going to do some little piddly things and make some progress. I had a couple of things to talk about once some more people kind of trickle in. Toronto, Canada. I've only been to Canada one time, and it was when I drove a truck, and I literally went across the border maybe 5 miles, dropped a trailer, picked up an empty, and then went right back right back across. I've been to Mexico more times than I've been to Canada, which is kind of weird, but so yeah, I had a couple of topics. One of the topics was the cost of the build. Another topic is I got contacted for a paid sponsorship, and I'm not going to do it, but I'll share the details with you guys just because I think it's interesting if you ever wonder like how much people get paid for those kind of things. Because they did not make me sign an NDA or agree to not disclose any information or anything, so as far as I know, I can talk about any of it. Milky Way galaxy. I think I've been there before. My God. So yeah, it's Sunday here. I'm gonna knock out a few things. I need to take this sink back out and carve out a little bit of this concrete behind this overflow so that the piece can fit on there. And then I need to put this other light in up here. Just some little piddly things. I'll probably clean the bathroom and maybe install the vanity in the sink, maybe the shower head or the water heater. Ceiling panels going in different directions. Well, yeah, it was, so the ceiling, okay. So it has to do with the dimensions. So the ceiling, these panels have to go this way so that there's not seams. These are going a different direction just because I guess that's the way Badon figured it, you know, for the length of the materials and all that. I mean, to me, it would kind of turn out a little bit the same if you went the other way. The only exception is doing it this way, you have just a couple of seams right here. If you were going the other way, you would end up with seams right in the center of this middle beam, and it would catch your eye real bad. or else you would have to seam it back here and then again way over there. It just wouldn't look as good. You can just have a seam there and a little one right there lined up with the line, and it looks a lot better having no seams all the way through here, if that makes sense. Russia, my God. At least that's my understanding, and that's what my brain tells me. I didn't ask them. I just told them put the damn ceiling up, and then that's it. I'm involved in so much of this build. I just, there's some things like the ceiling, and I really don't have much experience with PVC ceiling. I've never seen that in America. Bomber. Who's Bomber? Anyway, I've never seen PVC ceiling in America. So, some of these things, it's like I'll just tell them, do it, and then I don't think about it because I have so many, fingers in so many pies right now that I don't have the headspace for every little detail. My wife's laugh. Well, we're not married, but yeah, she's got a good laugh. And luckily she's a happy person, so we get to hear it often. Indiana. Oh gosh, I used to go to Indiana all the time driving a truck. There's a paper mill in Cayuga, Indiana. I'll never forget Cayuga, because there was one winter that my dispatcher or the company had promised that all drivers could be home for Christmas. Well, I lived in southern Missouri, and it was like the night of the 23rd, and I'm sitting in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, how the hell is this going to work? I'm supposed to be home for Christmas, but... So I drove, that was back when there was paper logs. And so I drove from Virginia Beach, Virginia to Cayuga, Indiana, nonstop. Peeing in bottles and chucking them out the window. I mean, I'm talking from Virginia Beach, Virginia to Cayuga, Indiana, nonstop. Dropped my empty trailer, picked up a loaded trailer, and then went from Cayuga, Indiana to Springfield, Missouri, nonstop again. So I basically drove from Virginia Beach, Virginia to Springfield, Missouri, almost nonstop. And I made it home like the 3 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Day. Have kids together? No. Nope. No, I'm done having kids. I have 4 kids of my own. She has 2 kids of her own. That's enough kids. And I know everybody around us always says, like, oh, you two need to have at least one American Filipino baby, but I don't. I'm done with that. I don't want any more children. I'm glad and I love the children that I have, but to be honest with you, I did not want to have 4 children. Did not want to. Goonies. Well, of course, everybody has. I was born in 1984. You can always sell one. Well, you can here. That's an option here for sure. I wouldn't. Not because it's like, well, not only because it's immoral or just sad and wrong, but they're only getting like $5,000 for a baby here. Like, it's ridiculous. Oh, so yeah, the topics. So for the on the price of the build, people comment and ask me how much I've spent so far, and I'm intentionally not answering those. And I've not said how much I've spent this whole time, and I won't say how much that I've spent until the very end. When we're at the end, I'll sit down and add it all up. I have a rough idea in my mind because I know how much money I started with and how much I currently have. But I don't know how much of that was, going and eating out or going here or there, buying groceries, paying electric bill, that, the shit that doesn't have anything to do with the house. So at the end, I'll sit down and figure it all out. But not until then. I just won't say. Bathrooms kicking. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think it's turning out pretty good. How many square meters the house? 94 square meters, which is about only 1,000 square feet. It's not really that big. It's big for this area, but I mean, it's 1,000 square feet. It's not really that big. Doing the same floor tiles. Yep, same floor tiles through the whole house, except obviously the bathrooms. I'm pretty sure I showed the floor tiles in a regular video, but I'll just walk back here and show you guys right now. So those are the floor tiles. And they're not slippery, they're not glazed. I don't know if you could hear that, but they've got a little bit of a, not a rough, but like a dry, non-slippery texture. So, another topic, I got contacted 5 different tiles. No thank you. Honestly, I don't even like painting the walls different colors in different rooms, but I know people do that, and the kids wanted their rooms, different colors, so I went ahead and said okay. So the whole house is like a shade of gray, and then the 2 kids' bedroom, the boys' bedroom is like a shade of blue, and the girls' bedroom is like a shade of purplish, pinkish color. Anyway, so another topic, I got contacted through email to do a paid sponsorship or whatever. To start off with, let me say I'm not going to do it because I feel like I don't know, it just feels gross. I know that like Sizzy Kelly and all those other YouTubers have done the Christian Filipina sponsorship or whatever. It's just not enough money to entice me to sell out or like look like an asshole, basically. So the thing with the Christian Filipina, they actually have 2 companies they want you to promote: Christian Filipina and Filipina Visa. So the agreement is you do 1 video per month for Christian Filipina that has like a 40-second ad basically in it, and then 1 for Filipino Visa, which is the same 40-second ad. So two videos per month have to contain the paid sponsorship, and they pay you a flat rate of $75 per month, plus a commission if people like sign up for subscriptions through your link. There's like a commission or whatever, but it's basically $75 a month to make yourself look kind of like an asshole, I think. I mean, I don't know. Going on with the holes, yeah, parking area. Yep. Yep. But like I said, I'm not going to do that paid sponsorship. I just thought I just thought it's interesting. I was curious to know like what they paid or whatever, and $75 a month for 2 videos a month, which I mean is that's pretty good. I mean, for two 40-second bits per month, $75, but it's just not enough money. I feel like it's just gross. I just feel like it's gross to promote. I don't know. About the same size, yeah. You don't really need any bigger than this. I mean, I'm not knocking anybody that builds those huge 3,000 square foot houses because, I mean, it's their money. They can enjoy their retirement in the Philippines however they choose to enjoy their retirement. Uh, they worked for their money just like I worked for mine, so I just feel like it's a waste. I mean, unless you've got 8 kids or something like that, there's no reason for huge 3,000 square foot houses here. Planning to get yourself a truck? Yeah, I mean, at some point, maybe. Wayne Rooney? No. My middle name is Wayne. Yeah, no more than 100 square meters. Yeah, I mean, if you just look at this house, I mean, maybe the bathrooms could be just a little bit bigger, but I don't feel like they're small. They're 2 meters by 2 meters, so 6 foot by 6 foot. There's plenty of room. Plenty of room. I mean, if anything, it feels kind of big. And then our bedroom is 9 foot by 12 foot, which is not huge, but it's a good size. The kids' rooms are both 9 foot by 9 foot, which is a big room for them. This hallway is 4 feet wide, so it feels open and roomy. And this living room, I don't know if you can tell from the perspective of the video, but this living room is 18 feet from wall to wall. 18 feet. And it's actually too big. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the TV here, and then right here where this post is, behind it, in between the window and the post, this is where the couch will go. Right here. And then, so that's a good distance from the TV. And then in this area back here is where I'll put my computer desk. And then obviously this kitchen is very large for Filipino standards anyway. And the dining room could fit a table that seats 10 people. I mean, just this counter right here alone, this counter from here to the wall is 10 feet. This is a 10-foot countertop. That's an 8-foot countertop. So yeah, I really don't see why you'd need any more than that, but if you like to have more than that and you have the money, that's great. One thing about the workers, yeah, there's a difference. So if you're talking about the workers, then no, they don't have their own tools. But that's if you're going to be the foreman of the house build, and you're going to oversee all of the blueprints, make sure all the footings are correct, you're going to take on all that responsibility yourself. Then you're going to hire a bunch of, some laborers and stuff like that, and you're going to manage them yourself. So at that point, you're basically the construction company. So yes, you have to buy all the tools, just like I did. If you would like to avoid that, you can. You can hire a construction company to come and build your house, and you can sit in a lawn chair and just enjoy life while they do everything. And their construction company that they work for will provide their own tools. So you can do it either way. Buy your furniture yet? Yeah, I bought furniture when we lived in Dipolog. So I have a couch, refrigerator, TV, all that stuff. The only thing we still need to buy is we have bunk beds for the kids, but I think we're gonna take them apart because Lai doesn't, for some reason it scares her or something. She doesn't like the bunk bed, so we'll take it apart and she can have one of the singles, and maybe he'll take the other single. We'll just make two beds out of the bunk beds, and then we'll need to buy a bed frame and mattress for our room because now we can fit a queen size. Technically, I could fit a king size, but there's no need for that. Queen is plenty big. So, I mean, there's a few things we don't have, like dining table and chairs and whatnot, but for the most part, I mean, we're ready to just move in here and live. I mean, we have plenty of furniture to live. What's for breakfast? Well, she was gonna make pancake sandwiches, so make the pancakes like the size of a bun, basically, with egg and bacon. But there's a lot of times that I just don't eat breakfast. I just get up and have my cup of coffee and just start the day. And the first time I'll eat is like lunchtime, a lot of times. Fried chicken, rice, tortilla. I'll tell you what, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think that's the one thing that I miss most about America is the damn food. And I'm sure there's some guys that come here and love the food. It's the food here I do not like it. It's just there's a few things that's good, but for the most part I just don't like the food here at all. I mean, everything's rice and everything. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just don't like it. I'm more of a meat and potatoes kind of guy. And here, like, we'll make like chicken caldera or calderetta or whatever it is, and it has rice, and then like the chicken and tomato sauce stuff, but it also has carrots and potatoes. So you're eating rice and potatoes in the same like bite or whatever. To me, that's like eating spaghetti and mashed potatoes. Both things are good by themselves, but mixed together is just weird. Uh, every time I'm not around, they don't work. Yeah. Yep. Well, I mean, that's the thing about it. If you're gonna just hire workers instead of a construction company, you really need to be on site every day, all day, while they're working. Because if you're not, then they don't work very hard, and that's not a Filipino thing. That's a human thing. Happens in America too. If unsupervised, they jack around. So, I mean, if there's some reason you can't or don't want to be on site all day every day, then you need to find a foreman that you can trust to be firm with the workers and make sure things are getting done. Basically, you need to hire an asshole. You need to hire the biggest asshole you can find, the meanest, biggest asshole, and you need to pay him probably 20% more than what you would pay a normal skilled guy or a foreman. So here, a foreman would be 1,000 pesos a month. I'd say pay him 1,200 pesos, or not a month, per day. I would say pay him 1,200 pesos per day, and make sure and tell him, now this extra 200 pesos a day is to make sure you be an asshole. Make them work all day, every minute. Let's see. Hired one skilled guy. Well, tile takes a long time, especially if you do a good job. It takes a long time. Like these bathrooms, Junjun does a good job. I mean, Maybe not perfect, but it's an acceptable, nice job. And I mean, each bathroom takes him like 4 days. So I mean, it takes a while. I don't know how much tile you're talking about, but tiling does take a long time. Let me go to rice and fries. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, mashed potatoes, but not with spaghetti noodles. Can't wait to see how long. Tell him to finish your tile. No, it's. There's no way. There's absolutely no way it's going to take only 3 days to lay all this tile. There's 235 60 cm by 60 cm, which is like 2 foot by 2 foot. There's 235 of those tiles. And they have to put down the, 3 cm of dry pack and then mortar the back of the tile and put it down and make sure it's level and perfect. And Jun really takes his time to make sure the lippage is just right, that all the tiles are exactly aligned with each other. So there's no way, no way. I would expect it to take no less than, God, I don't know, 6 working days probably to do all these floor tiles. I mean, it's going to take a long time. I fully expect that. But it's one of those things where the floor tiles are going to be the last thing done. There's going to be nothing left to do anywhere. When we get ready to lay the floor tiles, everything from the floor up will be done. Because I don't want a bunch of dust. I don't want people walking on the floor tiles or trying to put cardboard down and putting ladders on them and stuff like that. No. Now, as they lay the floor tiles and work themselves out of the house, that once they step out the front door, then the whole inside of the house is done. Yeah, see that's what it is here, sort of. Here the laborers are 350 per day, and the skilled guys are 600 per day. But the average in all of the Philippines is 500 for a laborer and 700 for a skilled, 1,000 for a foreman. But you guys might have thought I was bullshitting, but I pay my laborers 500 pesos a day, so they're making a premium wage. And Badon has the 2 guys working for him to put this ceiling in right here. He's paying them 350 pesos per day. So they come here and do a technical job like putting up this ceiling with the cuts and the trim and all that stuff. And my laborers walking around like carrying cement and doing bullshit pretty much are making a lot more money than they are doing the ceiling. I don't know if they know that or not, but 4 foot by 6 foot. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you cover half the house in 3 tiles. No, they don't. They don't watch this. Maybe a couple of my laborers might watch a video here or there, but they don't watch them all, and they sure don't watch the lives. One of them jumped on the live one time, Bernie, but the ceiling guys, they don't even hardly understand English. I'll say stuff to them and they act like they understand, like they'll smile and nod or laugh or something like that, but I don't know that they actually understand. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep posting videos after the house is done. I'm just I feel a little uneasy about what the future is going to look like as far as you know, how many of you guys will watch and all that kind of stuff. Because in my experience, like, I mean, I've watched, when I was in America still planning to come here, I watched all kinds of house building YouTubers. But once their houses were done and they started doing other stuff, it didn't interest me. I stopped watching them. So I can't blame anybody. If you came here because you're interested in the house build, then get what you can get while you can get it, you know, and then if the other stuff doesn't interest you, I'm not asking for somebody to watch or spend time on something that they don't like, but that's just kind of the facts of it. James and Karen today, he's sick. I haven't watched any of their videos, and well, since they basically like they started putting floor tiles down, but even before they started putting floor tiles down in their house, they basically stopped doing the construction videos, and I don't enjoy watching them like drive a motorbike around. Like, I mean, I see that stuff every day. It's not interesting to me. So, and that's why I was so surprised. So many people are like, oh, on that 49-minute video I did where I just showed driving around town, everybody was like, oh, this is the best video you've ever done. And it just confuses me because I'm like, it's so boring to me. Even while I was editing it, I'm like falling asleep, like trying to get through it, just editing. So, I mean, I'll listen to you guys. If you guys want to see that, then I'll show it. But to me, that's why I stopped watching some of those people, is because that it just doesn't interest me. I was there for the construction, and that's what I was interested in, and that's it. Can you get a good cut of steak in your area? Well, if you go back in my videos and you look at my birthday videos in DePolog, here where I'm at, no, absolutely not. But drive 2 hours to DePolog City, and yes, you can find a good steak. There's a motorbike, hang on. So the restaurant in DePolog that has good steak is 1988 Bistro, another motorbike. And they have USDA Angus steaks, and they are good. They're very good. I've been to Bohol twice. I stayed 5 days the first time and 3 days the second time. I really don't like Bohol that much. I really don't. And I didn't just stay in Panglao or Dallas or any of that. I mean, I went up to Chocolate Hills. I drove that long drive all the way up to see the Sea of Clouds and all that stuff. I did pretty much everything you can do in Bohol, and it's just, I don't know, I wasn't real impressed. Grounded nomads. Then their content became forced. Man, it's just kind of the way it goes. I mean, what are you supposed to do? I mean, when you have your channel all about a certain thing, like building a house for, 6 months to a year, and then all of a sudden that goes away as an option, then what do you do? I mean, obviously I've done YouTube for like 14 years, so I mean, I can show daily life and and this and that, and if there's really nothing going on, jump on the motorbike and go to town or something. I mean, there's always something to video. Hell, I could go down the road here and just interview a couple of like Filipinos. I mean, it'd be all right. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll try to make it interesting after the house build. I mean, I hate editing boring videos, so I'm sure I try to make them as interesting as I can without being fake. Yeah, it's true. Got scammed. They spent nearly The last video I saw, they spent like 50,000. So I don't know where they've spent another 50,000, but if that's true, they've spent 100,000, then that's way too much. And not only that, but the size of their house, it doesn't make sense. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think she has like a nephew or something, a small child, but they don't even have children. I think it's just the two of them. And they were talking about putting animals inside their house. I just don't understand what they're doing. I mean, I'm not talking bad about them or whatever. They seem like nice people. And James is from Missouri, like I am. He probably grew up very similar that I did. So I can understand some of the things that he's doing, but I just don't. Yeah, that house to me is just way too big for two people. But again, if that's how they want to spend their money, then he worked for it, so he has the right. In love with Bohol. I didn't like it. What do you do there? I couldn't find anything to do. Like, I went to Alona Beach. I even found like a little private beach, and I have videos of it you can go back and look at. Or go on Facebook. You can see pictures when I was in Bohol. I even found a private beach like that not very many people go to, that was nice. But I mean, how long can you just sit on a beach? I mean, it's beautiful, and I really enjoy being there for like about an hour. And then after that, I'm looking around like, well, what else is there to do? Like, I'm not a person that can just sit still and do something for a long period of time. I just can't do it. I have to be doing lots of different things all the time. So like, you know, there needs to be something like four-wheeler adventures where you go, and not the stupid slow electric four-wheelers that you just barely drive around. I'm talking there needs to be some kind of like mud pit or jumps, or like some kind of dirt bike track where you can do some crazy shit, like or like shooting ranges. I mean, there are shooting ranges here, but like stupid indoor ones that are like 20 yards or something. It's not very good. I don't understand what people do for fun. I mean, there's just, I've been to so many waterfalls. I've been to so many beaches. I mean, it's just there. You can't do that stuff over and over and over again. But there's not like bowling alleys or like there's nothing to do for fun. Given all the hoops you're gonna deal with, no. See, I don't know that they're all show. I mean, I don't know about any of that. You know, I've only really watched their construction videos, so I don't really watch them interact with each other very much. But I mean, they both seem like nice enough people. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say anything bad about them. I just use them as an example because it's something that I relate to. You know, I watch their build videos. Build videos are done, or as soon as the construction portion of the video would stop and they would get on the motorbike and start video and riding to town or whatever, that's when I would just turn the video off. Don't edit, leave the bloopers in. If something funny happens, I leave it in, but there's a lot of times where I'll be videoing and I'll be talking like this, and then I'll stop and just kind of look outside and look at the mountain for a minute and think about what I want to say, and then turn back and talk again. And I have to edit that stuff out, so I have to edit some. What brings you here in the Philippines? Did you meet your wife in the... Well, I'm not married, but what brought me here was... I know I'm only 41 and I shouldn't complain, but I just got tired of working. It's just, I've worked in construction over 20 years. I've done hard ass manual labor jobs. My back hurts, my legs are fucked up, and yeah, it's probably has a lot to do with me being fat also. But I mean, it's just I just got tired of working for nothing. I mean, by the time I bought a house and a car, I mean, I didn't have a car payment. I bought my car in cash, but and both of my trucks in cash. I mean, I had enough money to pay my bills each month, but then I would just go to work and go home and nothing else. Like it's I don't know, I just got tired of it. So I wanted to find a place where I could afford to retire early, and I thought Philippines would be a good fit. Let's see, whole family lives there. Oh, James and Karen. So they moved in their whole family? Oh my God, that'd be a nightmare. I wouldn't want that. Her family lives right across the street. I mean, and that's okay. Hell, her sister lives in my yard, basically. And that's okay, but just not inside the same house. Grows lots of tomatoes. Well, I've told you guys before, I have an ace up my sleeve. And yes, I know technically it's against, I don't know if it's, yeah, basically against the law, I guess, but it's definitely prohibited to bring like plant seeds from one country to another. But I was able to bring some heirloom tomato seeds, Boston pickling cucumber seeds, some strawberry watermelon seeds from America that are heirloom seeds. So you can save the seeds from the fruit and replant them. The string of tomato seeds that I brought have been unaltered genetically since like I don't know 1860 or something like that from the same family group of seeds has been planted and then the fruit replanted again and again and again for you know 150 years or whatever. So I brought those heirloom seeds with me and I will plant those. I'm just saving them. California. No offense to you, but I hate California. When I drove a truck, that damn 55 mile an hour statewide speed limit for trucks really pissed me off. Shout out my brother Dixon. Happy birthday, Dixon. I don't know how old you are, but probably old enough. How did you two meet? We met online, like 90% of the others here. It's the way it goes. Rooster fights. James is a yes man when it comes to spending. Well, that probably has a lot to do with the fact that she's so much younger than him. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to comment too much about them. I mean, they seem like nice people, and I'll just leave them at that. Oh well, don't watch them then. Here, don't look at anything in the house. Misjudges his budget. Well, I mean, sometimes it's easy to do here. Sometimes people will tell you that such and such materials are going to be 50,000 and it ends up being 71,000 and they're or they quote you 40,000 for something and the place that they quoted it from is out of stock, so you have to get it somewhere else and it's 55,000 there. I mean, it's easy to do if you're not real careful. 60 by 60, yeah, mine are 30 by 60. Yeah, there's nice mountain views for sure. My face was chopped. I never really had a problem with driving east. The only problem I ever had was finding parking, because the East Coast is not very truck friendly. And then some of the places that I had to deliver, like there was one brick building alley that I had to back down one time where I had to fold my West Coast mirrors in just to be able to fit in the alley. Marilyn Rays. Well, thank you, Marilyn. Manilyn. I said Marilyn. Sorry, Manilyn. My God. Yeah, and I always used to drive with all of the air out of my seat. It was just more comfortable for me to sit down low. But hitting all those bumps over the course of 10 years probably did a number on my back, I'm sure. I'm sure. Not only that, but I attribute truck driving to why I'm fat now, because within the first uh, within the first 1 year that I was driving a truck, I gained over 80 pounds in 1 year. My Facebook is the same name as my YouTube. Yeah, I mean, if I had it with me, I would cover up my information and show you my CDL. I still maintain my Class A CDL. And I got mine back when there was no bullshit automatic restriction and all that bullshit. Like I have an unrestricted, Class A CDL, and my current CDL has hazmat, tankers, doubles, triples, all that bullshit on there too. My hazmat has expired, but the license still has it on it just because I haven't had to renew it yet. Did you put any gravel? Yes, there's gravel. There's gravel under the concrete. You always put gravel under the concrete. You would never pour concrete directly on dirt. Oh God, Brad, let's not start that again. Everybody gets real upset. Everybody gets so upset when I say find an age-appropriate relationship. They get so upset. And I get it. Men are attracted to young, beautiful women. You just are. But you have to use your brain. You have to be a modern human being, not a caveman. And you have to listen to morality and have good judgment and know that, yes, would I like to jump on that 20-year-old Filipina that looks hot? Yeah, I'd love to. Would it be appropriate? No. So guess what? I just won't do it. I choose not to do that. And not only that, but my mind always comes back to the same thing. If my daughter, I have a 19-year-old daughter. If my daughter brought home a 62-year-old man, I don't give a shit how rich he is or how he treats her or what. I don't give a shit about any of that. I'm going to have a big problem with a 60-year-old man dating my 19-year-old daughter. And most men, if they're being honest, would not enjoy for their 19 or 20-year-old daughter to bring home an old man. It's just, and if you wouldn't like it, why would you do it to other people? Yes, I'm 41. Love watching the videos. I appreciate it. Yeah, the big thing about Alona, you have to choose. And I'm not saying you have to find, because it's not that hard to find here. You have to choose an appropriate Filipina that fits your character. You don't just go and find one that looks hot or sexy and you try to like mold yourself to fit whatever she wants. I don't know. There are so many beautiful women here that are available, and would love to date pretty much any foreigner. They not regardless of what they look like or whatever. They don't, they don't care that much. So you literally have lots of choices. So when you come here, talk to them. Talk to them often. Meet them in person. See how you interact together. The biggest thing about Alona that I appreciate is she knows enough English to be very fluent, and she understands humor. So if I tell her a joke or if I say something funny, she laughs because she understands. And I'm a big joker type of guy, so, you know, to have a Filipina that doesn't really understand, I don't care what she looks like. I don't care if she's the most beautiful girl on the planet. If I tell her a joke and she doesn't laugh, she's not for me. 36 years is too long to drive a truck. My God. Have to have some movement. Well, mostly the gravel is for drainage. You don't want a bunch of water sitting under the slab. There's really not that many earthquakes way up here, though. I mean, shit, I've been here 6 months and I've never felt a single one. It's not... Hell, I've been in the Philippines a year now and I've never felt an earthquake here. Anywhere that I've been in the Philippines. Maybe it's just luck or whatever, but they're really not that common, I don't think. Rob Ford? No. 6 girls, yeah. So, and some of the old guys are like, well, you can't put a number on love, or like age doesn't matter and stuff like that. But what about if it was your daughter? That's what I don't understand. Yeah, 41 and 34, that's the same age group. So, I mean, I would say like anything within 10 years. Anything within 10 years is age appropriate. Hit the jackpot. I think so. Yeah. Damn Brad. Bullshit. Everybody gets so mad at me for it. I try not to talk about it, but I mean it's really my opinion on it. It's the truth. So I guess if people get mad, then they just get mad, but it's just the old guys defending getting young Filipinas. I just don't know. I don't get it. And I'm not saying that a 60-year-old man has to get like a 60-year-old Filipina, but my God, how many 45 or 50 or 55-year-old Filipinas are still very attractive? Yeah, the understanding the humor is the big one. Well, I appreciate you believing me because I don't do anything dishonest, so. Not that I'm like a saint. I mean, I make mistakes and stuff like that, but I mean, if I do, you'll see it. There's a lot of things that have happened in this house build. I could have just not turned the camera on. I could have fixed the mistake, covered it up, and just went on videoing, but it's dishonest. Work from home call center agent. Mountains don't shake. I'm sure they do, but I've never felt it. Judge people till you meet them. Yeah, that's true. You and me both, Mark. Northern Negros, about 2 hours north. Which is active, went off not too long ago. Yeah, I heard about that. But, I mean, that's why maybe I just wouldn't choose to live near a volcano. But that's just me. How do all your kids feel that you left the U.S. to live in a foreign country? Well, two of my children are adults, and they don't really have much of an opinion on it. Uh, I didn't really spend a whole lot of time with them when I was there. I mean, they lived with me. I was divorced from their mom, but I had custody of them. So they lived with me, but I mean, they basically stayed in their rooms all the time or went to friends' houses. I mean, I basically was alone the whole time anyway, so they'll call me on Facebook and I'll video chat them and stuff like that every once in a while, maybe once a month or something, but that's about it. The younger ones, they, I'm not gonna lie, they were sad that I left or whatever, and that's the only reason why I stayed in the U.S. for so long, um, or else I would have left 10 years ago, but I stayed because of them. But you know, now they're 15 and 12, so I mean they're a little older now, so they're okay with it now though. Gonna level the stove and the counter. Well, first of all, so the stove is about this far lower than the countertop. So the tiles with the dry pack underneath them are going to be this tall anyway. So really you're only talking about maybe half an inch lower than the countertop, and the bottom of the stove has legs that can screw out to level the stove, and I'm thinking that they'll screw out far enough to meet the top of the countertop. Good night, wish you well. All right, Ronald. A pensioner? No. 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 America doesn't, well, I mean, some people do, but I just always worked normal jobs and stuff. I know I don't have any damn pension or anything. Everything I have to work for, and that's it. I don't get anything handed. Except maybe the little bit of YouTube money. I mean, I do have to, like, put in a little bit of effort for that, but it's not all that hard. So the little bit of YouTube money is the only thing that I would consider being kind of a, not really a freebie, but, you know, not really, like, worked for super hard either. Alright guys, we've been going about an hour, so I'll give it about 2 more minutes so that everybody can say bye if they want to or have a final thought. And then I'll go ahead and end this and wipe down the bathroom and take care of the sink and some different things. It's Sunday, so I'm not going to go super hard at it. I'm just kind of over here hanging out, because if I was over there, all I'd be doing is sitting in the aircon room and watching TV anyway, so I'd rather be over here at least doing something. Expertise in construction makes a whole lot of difference. I think it does. I think it does, because I've caught them doing several things where I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are you doing it that way? Why don't you do it this way? This is the correct way. Thanks for your time. Yeah, I appreciate you watching. So, for sure. Love the door. Yeah, the doors turned out good. I found those door designs, and I just showed him a picture of them. There's no dimensions or anything. I just showed him a picture, and he said, "Okay, I can build that." And he did. It took him a long time, and he said it wasn't easy. I mean, that's pretty much the tippy top of the difficulty and skill that he has. Like, that's basically maximum, but he did a good job. Considered using the foil foam insulation on top of the ceiling. I mean, I've thought about it, but at the same time, there's lots of houses built here. Lots of houses built just like this without insulation in the ceiling. Do I think that it's going to hurt the efficiency of the air conditioning? Yeah. Yeah, it's going to hurt the efficiency, but I also think that the air conditioning will still be able to keep the house cold as I want it to be, because there'll be a 3 horsepower air con in here and a 1.5 horsepower back there. So, plenty big enough. Can you get a smoked brisket in your area? My God, why would you want a beef brisket from the Philippines? No. No. Even if you could get one, why? I wouldn't want one. Hell, it would be like chewing boot leather or something. The beef here is terrible. Terrible. God, no. Terrible. Now, I do have, in the freezer right now, I have, they butchered a pig here maybe like a month ago, and I bought a hind leg portion, and I cut out some Boston butt and picnic roast out of it, and I will smoke and make some pulled pork as soon as the house is kind of done or whatever. I'll gather everybody up and pull those out of the freezer and do a smoked pulled pork. Oh, this inverter type, you'll be, oh yeah, you can't even buy one here that's not DC inverter. Not only that, but you can't even really buy one that's not wind free, which I don't really like the wind free ones, but how big are the chicks getting? Oh my God. Like the size of my head. I moved those chickens from over here to over at the other house so that Kim will feed and water them for me. I got so much shit going on. There was like one day where I just forgot to do it, so they didn't get fed or watered for one day. And if you're gonna have animals, you need to take care of them, and I just can't take care of them right now the way they need. So we moved them over there, and he's feeding and watering them for me while I'm building this house. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here and piddle fart around and get a few of these odds and ends done. I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching and everything. And hopefully once the house build is done, you guys will still hang out with me once in a while. So, alright guys, take it easy.